2. So, I keep telling y'all I be stumbling into these damn lives and how crazy they be. So I did a little chart. This is for you flat earthers out there. I hope that you guys can answer my questions. So here we have this diagram that I drew myself. If you can read that, that says flat earth and round earth. I should have just put regular earth, but I couldn't spell regular, so I put round. Okay, that was a joke. No, seriously, I really can't spell. Anyway, if you can see these, they are exact mirrors. Yeah, so y'all can see the moon, third rock from the sun. The moon, third rock from the sun. Only flat Earth's got a dome over top of it, some rocket boosters, still got the International Space Station and the moon. Over here, you got regular Earth. It's got the moon, it's got the International Space Station. They are almost exactly identical. At the bottom here, you have flat Earth, and you have round Earth. And flat Earth has a dome with an ice wall on the north and south poles and an artificial sun. That's why it's yellow right there. Y'all can see that yellow. Okay. So, we're going to do this. Get this a little closer. Alright, so that red light here, this is flat Earth. Alright? And I left an opening here and an opening here because you flat earthers are going to answer this question. If Area 51 is right there, the water, we don't know how deep it is. And I didn't put it under here. I thought about it, but I didn't. So I made that thought. Rock we're floating on, minus these little booster rockets that I got up here. Alright? So, we can't control sea life. There is an ice wall at the North Pole and an ice wall at the South Pole. What is to stop a whale from bursting through the ice? And before anybody says that whales can't burst through the ice, I'm pretty sure Eskimos will contest against that. Anyway, to have artificial sun, and we have the space station, and we have the moon. Over here, we have the moon. This is our sun, y'all. That's why it's not down here, because it's right here. Y'all can't see that. This is your moon, this is the space station, this is round Earth. Alright? I didn't paint all of the planets because I wanted to save time, plus I was kind of lazy. But I painted flat Earth for a reason. Flat Earth needed to be painted. It needed to be painted because of the ice walls. And some of the lives I have stumbled into, people are fucking insane about these damn ice walls. So this is the North Pole, and this is the South Pole, down where Antarctica and them is supposed to be. Now, I made a chit-chat about this before, but here I'm going into more detail. And the reason why I'm going into more detail, because if you can see over here, that ice wall and that ice wall, there's the ocean. We're going to say that's the greater Atlantic and Pacific, and that's the other part of the Atlantic and Pacific. Because at some point, when you hit between South America and North America, the Panama Canal connects those two oceans together. But if you go all the way down to the bottom of both South America and North America, Atlantic Ocean and Pacific Ocean meet in the middle, right under both of the Americas. Okay? So that confuses shit out of me because I'm not a fucking scientist. Okay? Okay, I'm not really a not scientist either, but I got questions, man. So we all know if you use the Freedom of Information Act, Roswell was a thing. You know, the Roswell alien thing. We also know the Area 51. If you use the Freedom of Information Act, you can find that shit. But see, here's the thing. As a vet, there are some things that the military will release to keep you from finding out other things. Okay? I don't know that from my experience. I know that from uncles and other veterans that have told me some shit. Alright? So anyway, that being said, for you flat earthers, how do you keep the sea life from breaking through this North Pole and this South Pole if we're flat? Because in case y'all forgot, the only water life that doesn't have to come up for air is sharks and normal fish. And possibly octopus, because I don't know if octopuses breathe underwater or not. Same thing with squids. I don't know if they breathe underwater, and we haven't even scratched the surface of finding out how deep the ocean actually is, because we don't have the technology yet for the pressure to keep the submarines together under a certain depth If it goes too far, the submarine will crush, and then if you come up too fast, you get the bends. Learned that from some of my friends and family members in the Navy. So, suck on that. But this isn't for me to be an evil person or a mean video. This is to ask some questions about what are we going to do about the sea life? Because whales aren't weak, and whales can bring down boats. They just might not be able to bring down military craft and maybe ocean liners. Because whales are as big as God only knows what. But we don't know how big the biggest whales is. And remember, not too long ago, I think 2015, 2013, somewhere along the line, they found the megalodon tooth, which is why they started making movies like Sharknado and Megalodon. You know, so you flat earthers, where are these animals hiding? Because Earth's flat and water's deep, but we're on a flat surface. Why haven't there been more flooding? You know, these are questions I need you guys to answer because you guys are flat earthers. I don't know about that shit. I'm used to what they taught us in school, and I'll have my bias about it. But if Earth is flat, what sustains the airs if we take out all the trees? How do we stay on Earth without gravity if the Earth is not spinning? Because y'all say we're just floating around, like we got these little rocket boosters here, we're just floating around. And then y'all say that the other planets are circle. How are all the other planets circle? And we're the third rock from the sun. And we the only planet that's flat. Somebody got to tell me how is that scientifically, like, happening. Alright? Now, here's the thing. You know, I'm not going to say flat Earth is wrong. I'm not. But I'm not going to believe it until somebody proves it. They talk about how Buzz Aldrin and them can't swear on the Bible that they went into outer space. Yet, they bring up radio signals and cell phone signals. Alright, so for those geniuses that do cell phones, you realize cell phones work on a different frequency, like I think they call it fiber optics or some shit. I'm not sure if I'm even saying that right. And I'm a dumbass, so take it from me. I'm pretty sure I'm not saying it right. But old radio systems, whoever told y'all that they actually had to bounce off of something? Because I was never taught that they had to bounce off of something. Just like, because sound, I'm talking, I don't think it's bouncing off of anything. It's being recorded by this recorder, and you will hear it by sonics inside your brain, or whatever the hell the diagram of a human brain was, with your ears and all those drums that supposedly vibrate to pick up the sound so that we can all speak and get a science book. They'll explain that shit. But radio waves and sound waves, I don't think they really bounce off of anything. Of course, they probably do when they make the echo and you repeat it. So if I scream outside and my scream comes back to me, then you got your bouncing off a thing theory. I understand how echolocation works, you know, because bats use echolocation and it bounces off of shit. So I can see the confusion. But space, you know, if anything is being said or transmitted in space, it doesn't just go to Earth. It travels beyond the universe, well, beyond the galaxy into the universe. And it takes eons, so they say, to reach something else. And 9 times out of 10, that frequency is not coming back to Earth. Alright? Because we don't know how vast the universe is. We only know that this is the Milky Way. Over here is Alpha Centauri and Andromeda. That's right, those are real places. Not just the game. Alpha Centauri and Andromeda over here. So, we don't know what's happening in those galaxies. But I will be the first to tell you this. We can't be the only intelligent life form outside of this universe, of this galaxy. And you gotta remember, Area 51 happened. They tried to shut up a lot of people for that shit before the Freedom of Information Act got passed. Let's not forget Roswell. You know, it did happen. They tried to shut up a lot of old people who lived through that shit when they were younger than me. So, we kind of got to wait in the possibility of, if this is flat Earth, how the fuck did they get in and we can't get out because Buzz and them never walked on the moon? But yet Roswell happened. So I'm going to put this chart away now and just go free. You know, speak freely, go freely, that kind of thing. So, I'm pretty sure that a lot of you flat earthers have degrees in science. I'm pretty sure you're all smarter than me by far. I'm in no way going to claim that I am a space genius. But I want my questions answered. I want my questions answered, and you flat earthers got to be the ones to answer it because I don't fucking know. Which is why I'm asking. Because you know, when you don't know, you need to ask somebody. I'm pretty sure Billy Gunn and the road dog Jesse James um, really like it when we say, if you don't know, you better ask somebody. And so I'm asking you flat earthers as I carefully navigate this Pop-Tart so that I don't break my teeth. Being I just got them fixed. No. And that cost me money that I don't have. No. Somebody needs to let me know. Because I stumble into these theories all the time. I'm a TikTok. All the time. I'm pretty sure right now, somebody in TikTok is doing a Flat Earth live versus a Roe v. Wade live versus God rest his soul, whoever the hell Kevin Samuels is. I might not even say his name right. Either way, God rest his soul. And my condolences to his family. But I need to know. So if you're a flat earther, please tell me in my comments. Because humans can be controlled. Governments have ways of stopping us from going where they don't want us to go. Same thing about covering up Sasquatch and other things. But we can't control sea life. Whales do come to the surface to breathe. Killer whales have been known to get up on land because they've been going after leopard seals. So, tell me, how we keep them from breaking that damn wall. Everybody is adamantly, I hope that's a word, saying that the earth is flat. And they're saying how humans can't go past Antarctica or the North Pole. I like to debunk that, being the Eskimos or Inuit live in said areas. Inuit, the native of Alaska, and some in Siberia, and some around the tip of the world, even into Iceland and Greenland. And you're going to tell me how in the frack sea life ain't up there too. They have to eat. And most Inuit prefer fish or seal. Some of them do whaling. Excuse me. Like I said, they can stop humans from going wherever they want, by force or by course. But, and I specifically say this, they cannot stop sea life. So tell me, since you guys know so much about Earth being flat, what are they going to do about the whales? Because whales come up to the Earth's surface. I literally watched a TikTok of a young woman kayaking and a whale, wherever she was at in the ocean, bust up beside her, like not close enough to do anything outside of capsize the freaking boat, but that's too close for comfort, period. And it bust out of the water, and the caption says, "This is why you don't go kayaking in the ocean." Agreed. You don't go kayaking in the ocean. But at the same time, Inuits kayak in the ocean. That's what they do. That's what they've done for centuries. So again, I ask, and I ask politely to you flat earthers, what are you going to do about whales? Why haven't the whales been able to become spacebound? Because they don't stay in the water and just lay still. They are always moving. Always moving. And sharks are always moving, because if a shark doesn't move or ocean fish don't move, they're gonna die because they breathe oxygen from the water. So you gotta explain this to me, and I'm not trying to be a dick about it. You literally need to hear what I'm saying. So take your heads out your ass and listen as well as you hear. What about the whales? How do you control the migrations of the whales or sea life in general? You can Google how big a blue whale is, and they're pretty fucking big. You can Google how big a sperm whale is. You can Google how big a great white whale is. Moby Dick, in case you want to know what great white whale. You can Google at how big whales are. And you can compare them to ocean liners and military class ships. Because those are, to my knowledge, those are the only things we have on this planet that are bigger than whales. Military ships and ocean liners. Submarines aren't as big as whales. Some of them might be. But for the most part, we're not talking about the hunt for Red October here. We're talking about submarines, regular ass submarines. They're yay so long and yay so wide and yay so thick and girth. But they can only go so deep into the water where we don't know how far down a whale can swim. We tag them, but probably if they go too deep, the tags bust or something. Something's probably going to malfunction in there, and we don't know what the deal is with that. So I ask again, you flat earthers, because y'all going to explain this to me, write it in the comments or make a video so I can know. Because I'm not passing judgment. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just not saying you're right. In other words, I'm going to agree to disagree with you and let you have your peace. But, you know, I still want my questions answered. I want my questions about Roswell, because a lot of flat earthers say that Buzz Aldrin and all the other space people that done went into outer space, Sally Ride, you know, ain't been to the moon. And that the moon is fake, and that we are just floating around on a big fucking rock. But how is the water staying on Earth if there's no gravity in space? But we're fucking in space. And we don't have an artificial gravity unit to my knowledge, because we don't fucking live in the 21st century with Star Trek Captain Picard. You know? So, how? What is happening with the whales? Because whales do sleep, but they only take little naps. And they've studied that at SeaWorld. You know, the reason why they can't let, like, orcas and stuff free, because they've been in captivity too long, and they won't survive because they don't know how to hunt for their own food. So, you flat earthers need to explain the following things. I went in this video so I can go to hell to sleep. I got a big day tomorrow. Things that I need to do. Plus, I want to do my art show. Anyway, don't know when that's going to happen. But, again, here's my 3 things. Roswell, Area 51, and sea life. Because you can stop a human being from going anywhere on this planet by force or by course. But you can't tell a whale where it can and can't go. You can't tell a polar bear, because that's the biggest bear on the planet, that it can't roam all over the North Pole. You can't. And you can't tell the polar bear that if it swims down to the Antarctica that it can't go where it wants to go when it gets there. Because it's a fucking 500-pound plus bear. I'm sorry. My mistake. It is a 3-ton animal. It's as big as an elephant. Maybe bigger than an elephant. It will fuck your shit up. You know, that's their territory. You can put that some bitch to sleep. You know, you got a strong enough tranquilizer gun, but I'm here to tell you good luck with that. But you have to answer my question. Because flat earth, if it is a thing, I'm not saying it's not. We're all entitled to our own opinion. I don't believe I live on flat earth, but if you're going to believe you live on earth and we're both living in the same earth, well, one of us ain't going to be right. And if it's not me, I still want my answers, you know, because how were the fucking aliens that came to Roswell and Area 51, how are they getting in and we can't get out? So if Buzz Aldrin or any astronaut that's ever took the oath and got in that rocket and magically shot off into wherever the hell they went to, how is it that they can't get out but aliens can get in? Is the Battlestar Galactica theory real? I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all are too young to know what the fuck that means. But the beginning of Battlestar Galactica, rather, you get the new season of the show that came on in the early 2000s, or the mid 2000s, where you get the ones that came on back in 1978 or 75 or whenever the fuck it was. The story begins like this. There are those who believe that life didn't start on Earth, that it started somewhere out there. That there were 13 colonies. And one colony moved to Earth to get away from everybody else. So, go play the Battlestar Galactica intro, and it'll tell you everything I was attempting to say, because I totally butchered it. But I'm man enough to know that I butchered it. So, go play that, and then get back with me, because, you know, there are some people who believe that life didn't start on Earth, and that we could be some gigantic ass science experiment. There's also a movie. It's called Dark City. It stars Kiefer Sutherland and Jennifer Connelly and some curly-haired white dude whose name I don't remember. But anyway, you should see that, because a lot of people think that Earth is like that. And that came out way before The Matrix came out. So, you know, of course, give or take, if I had a choice, I'd rather live in Dark City than live in The Matrix, because I really don't want those wires and shit up my ass. But it came out a long time ago, and it had these powers called tuning, where they could do things. And then one human got the power because Kiefer Sutherland was a mad scientist injecting the power from the aliens into one human being. The curly-haired, black-haired guy that Jennifer Connelly was married to, and then not married to, and then married to again at the end, because they would wipe everybody's memory and give them a clean slate because they were an experiment. They went to the end of the thing, and they opened it, and they saw that they weren't on Earth anymore. In fact, they hadn't been on Earth in fucking forever. It's called Dark City. Go watch it. Now, there is an episode of either the newer version of The Outer Limits, or it was something else, but it had Chris Pine in it, and he was driving on a motorcycle. But when he got to the town he was going to, the town had been abducted by aliens. And so a couple of episodes of, I'm pretty sure it was The Outer Limits, they had the people of the town living in a biosphere or some shit, but they weren't on Earth. And when he got there, the press and everything was there, and all of the whole town was just gone. And then there was another town that happened to, that happened years before, and they believed they were on Earth. And then one of the guys found out that they weren't, and they were even older. They were like centuries old humans, like way, way back in the day, back in the Salem witch trials and shit. So go check out those Outer Limit things, because if you're a flat earther, you may know some of those things. Definitely check out the Battlestar Galactica opening thing, so that you can, you know what, hold on. I have a cell phone. Let's see what we can do. can get the damn. Here we go. Sorry, y'all. Where the hell is it? 1978. Opening intro. Let's see it. Maybe is that it? We're gonna find out. Just listen.
There are those who believe that life here began out there, far across the universe, with tribes of humans who may have been the forefathers of the Egyptians, or the Toltecs, or the Mayans. Some believe that there may yet be brothers of man who even now fight to survive somewhere beyond the heavens.
That was the only part you really needed to hear. Even though it's a great theme song and all that shit. But that was the only part that I really needed you to hear. So you heard what he said. There are some who believe that brothers of man are still out there fighting for their lives, etc., etc. That part's a little extended reading. But what if? What if we are a flat Earth? What if we are the experiment? What if there are people watching us from outer space just looking and figuring out, wow, what if Earth isn't really Earth? What if Earth is just a construct? And they decided to put us here to see how well we would thrive. Or like Men in Black, what if we are the little bacteria inside the marble as some alien flinging around and all this other shit? Things to think about, right? But I want you to think about that. And I want you to go watch Dark City. And a couple of episodes of The Outer Limits, especially the one starring Chris Pine. Anyway, that being said, I'm Echo Fan Grey Wolf. I hope I taught you something. If not, well, I hope I at least open up your mind to the people who are believing that flat Earth exists. And personally, I don't believe that flat Earth exists, but I'm not above believing it if you can prove how the fuck Roswell happened, how the fuck Area 51 happened, but we ain't been to space. Yet aliens have come here, have died here, but we ain't been to space. See, you can't have it both ways. If going to the moon isn't real, then you tell me why in the hell the government forced so hard to silence everybody in Roswell, New Mexico about the aliens that crashed here. Why in the hell did they not let us know about Area 51 until maybe 4 or 5 years ago with the Freedom of Information Act? That shit's not new, but it's not old either. It's newer, but it's not old. Because back when I was a kid in the 80s and 90s, no one talked about Roswell or Area 51 outside of people who were in the military. Like my family members who were in the military. Now, so, like I said, my uncles who were in the Navy, more than my uncle who was in the Army, they talked about these crazy ass things. So if Earth is flat, those 3 things are what you need to answer. One last time. Roswell, Area 51, and why the sea animals ain't broke through those ice walls that's supposedly holding the dome so that Earth can stay breathing and so that we all don't die. I'm just saying, believe what you want. I'm not here to change your mind or anything, but I have asked a very important question, and you flat earthers, you need to explain that shit. How the fuck have we not died? If Earth is flat and you can't control sea life, aliens can come into Earth, but we ain't never been to the moon. Somebody's fucked up somewhere with y'all theory. I just want you to know that, because y'all saying Buzz Aldrin told a little girl he couldn't swear on the Bible that he went into outer space. I'm not going to say you're wrong, but you need to prove me wrong about sea life and why they ain't broke through that damn wall yet, because whales are not small, and whales are a force to be reckoned with. Why Roswell aliens got here, but we don't have a way off the planet, but yet they got a way on the planet, and that be detected? Really? Come on. I get it. I get it in the 40s when it actually happened. I get it because, technology wasn't that big of a thing. But now with all the technology we have, because I suck at technology, but y'all who don't can backtrack all this shit. And you can use the Freedom of Information Act for Roswell as well as Area 51. But you still got to explain to me how the sea life hasn't just bumped into this wall and is holding Earth together. And we ain't done shattered some shit? You gonna tell me all these fucking whales ain't done bumped into this wall at least once or twice? And that bitch ain't broke yet? So who's out there fixing the walls? Yeah, you got a theory, I want to hear it. Who is out there fixing these ice walls so that we don't die? I mean, you gotta come better than that because, I'm smart, but I'm not super smart. I'm pretty sure a lot of flat earthers are smart, but they're not fucking genius level smart. They're probably no smarter than I am, but they didn't think about somebody like me asking these three very fucking important questions. And they are very fucking important questions when you think about it. They are saying that all the astronauts that's ever left the Earth never went to the moon. Okay, I'm not going to say they're wrong. But they still got to prove it. They still got to prove how the fuck did we can't get to the moon. And all the years we got, and Japan has a goddamn Gundam that don't work, but, you can see that on YouTube. But we can't get to the moon. Yet, and I state this again, yet, in the 40s or the 50s or whenever the fuck Roswell, New Mexico happened, aliens came here. So y'all fucked up somewhere. Because if we can't leave, how the fuck the aliens get here? If we got a dome protecting us, how the aliens get the code to get in here? How'd they come all the way here and then get locked up and can't get the fuck back home or die from earth diseases? You would think that they would have some kind of probe to scan to see if the air was breathable before we take our space helmets off. No. So, for you flat earthers, and only you flat earthers, answer those questions. Roswell, Area 51, and what the fuck, how has the sea life not broken through these ice walls yet? Because if they're made of ice, you fail to understand, again, how big a fucking whale is, and how many of them the Earth has. Because the whales that were on endangered species list are still on the endangered species list. That doesn't mean the ones that are alive aren't going around banging their heads into this goddamn this wall, So, are all life forms of animals on Earth drones and we're eating metallic pieces when we eat our chicken? I would explain my teeth. But still, no. Let's live in reality here for a second. We can't get out, but aliens can get in. Where the fuck does this feel safe to you? No. Not a lot of places you can hide if there's an alien invasion and the Earth is flat because, they can see everything when they land. So, in atmosphere, how can we still breathe if there's no gravity or anything to keep the oxygen in? Somebody need to explain the generators and all kinds of other stuff that apparently must exist behind that ice wall that the sea life hasn't broken. Now, FYI, I haven't heard anything about sea life being able to break the aquarium glass, but we also don't have whales. We have killer sharks, killer whales, or orcas, but we don't have no whales in these sea worlds. Let's try and see if Google can find that out before I end this video. What kind of whales do we have in captivity at SeaWorld?
According to Wikipedia, SeaWorld is a chain of marine mammal parks in the United States and is the largest owner of captive killer whales in the world. The parks feature killer whale, sea lion, and dolphin shows and zoological displays featuring various other marine animals.
Let me see. Do we have any gigantic whales in captivity? the blue whale, but it's true, the blue whale, the whatever the fuck that is, muscular, is the largest animal that has lived over a stretch of 100 feet long and weigh 100 tons. And this giant isn't some holdover of ancient epic. I don't know what that means. Epoch or whatever the fuck that shit says. How many giant whales are left? Okay, so sadly there are only 10,000 to 25,000 blue whales left in the world today. It may sound like a large number, but it's not incredibly low. Alright? What are the largest whales? It says the blue whale is the largest whale. I don't believe that. More results. Okay, well, the blue whale, the humpback whale, the sperm whale. Sit to ocean. What the fuck does that mean? A fin whale, a whale shark, ballan whale, and megalodon. Well, megalodon's a fucking shark. I don't know what a fin whale is, but we're going to get this diagram up real quick. Alright. This thing ain't... Let's go here. So this is all your whales, y'all. That's right, for all you flat earthers. This is all your whales. You gonna tell me something this big can't bust through that goddamn ice wall that y'all are talking about? Now, go Google these motherfuckers and see how big these things is. Whales, dolphins in the North Atlantic. If they're in the North Atlantic, that means they're probably in the South Pacific too. But just think about how big these damn whales is. Humpback whale. So if the blue whale is the biggest, the humpback whale is probably coming in second. It's not giving me anything but pictures. Let's find out though, while we're here. Which is bigger, the blue whale or the humpback whale?
According to Ocean Info, size, the blue whale is the largest creature on Earth, around 2 to 3 times larger than the humpback whale.
Who is bigger, the humpback whale or the sperm whale?
According to Next Level Sailing, the sperm whale is the largest toothed whale in existence, getting to be an average of 67 feet in length.
Is the humpback whale the second biggest whale? What's after that? The largest whale in the correct size chart. Let's see. Fin whale is the second largest whale species, grows up to 85 feet. Okay, I'm done talking. 85 feet is fairly fucking long. Now, I want you guys that are flat earthers and that are possibly smarter than me to scientifically explain to me why these big ass fucking whales ain't strong enough to break through this ice monstrosity, and explain to me how in the fucking natural given earth that we humans can't get off the earth. But these aliens that came to Area 51 and Roswell, which is pretty much the same damn thing, they can get on the earth. But we can't get off the earth. So we ain't never been to the moon. And some other shit. No. I need to know. So, somebody, by the grace of God, somebody smarter than me, which isn't going to be that difficult. Somebody smarter than me now. I need you to tell me how we can't get off the earth, but aliens can get on. It ain't going to be that difficult to prove me wrong. But if we can't get off the earth, hello everybody, we can't get off the earth. We ain't never been to the moon. But there have been proof the aliens have been to Earth. So, somebody better make that shit make sense. I'm asking you flat earthers to let me know. I mean, I'm not going to say you're wrong. I'm just not going to say you're right now. Because it doesn't make sense that we've never been to the moon. But Area 51 exists. Doesn't make sense that we ain't never been to the moon. But Roswell happened. Doesn't make sense that we're on a flat Earth and we have two ice walls at the North Pole and the South Pole that go all the way around the circumference of the Earth. But not one goddamn sea life creature as big as a fucking sperm whale and a blue whale and a humpback whale is ain't accidentally cracked some shit. Somebody better figure it out, because I know how sea life works. And the most important thing, if you don't know this, you must not have pets. Animals are the most unpredictable things on this planet, because they don't have reason and logic. They work on instinct alone. They don't have the ability to think on the fly. They do what they're supposed to do just by natural instinct. We, humans, we have the ability to think before we act and think before we speak. Clearly, I wasn't thinking before I spoke. But, prove it. Prove the Earth is flat. Prove to me how the fuck aliens can get the Earth, but we can't lead a motherfucker. So what the fuck is the space station floating on, like a bowl of jello? You know, because the sun is fake, the moon is fake, all the other planets around but us. That really kind of questions my logic there. But hey, what do I know? I just play video games sometimes. But most of the time I do kung fu and do acting. Let me know. Be seeing you.